Hi traders, Admiral Markets here with the weekly recap of the Forex market. My name is Chris and we're going to take a look at these four currency pairs. First of all though, be aware that this video is shown to a global audience, yet may not be suitable for everyone. Take a look at admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity for more info and details. Also, please be aware that trading for exchange in global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for everyone. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. This video is for informational and educational purposes only, and by continuing watching this video, you agree with this disclaimer and you're aware of the risk involved when trading. I want to start off the video today with the dollar-yen daily chart, looking at a lot of resistance levels. First of all, the broken bottoms here, of course, the triple bottom that we had not so long ago, that clear broken. Price is now hooking back to it. That could be, of course, a level to reckon with, kind of breaking through that, in fact, a bit already last week. But we got other zones to think about here. These tops right there, and also if you look at the hourly chart, we can see, or maybe 4-hour chart perhaps even better, you can see a bit of a supply and demand zone acting as resistance as well, plus a 100 fib target being reached as well. So from my perspective, price clearly in a resistance zone, and I'm looking for a turnaround in this resistance zone back down. Now, if I look at the weekly chart though, there's a bullish candle that is pretty strong, pretty sizable, with a close near the high. So that makes me, on the other hand, also cautious of taking shorts, because that's a pretty strong candlestick signal as well, indicating that price will make a bullish break of last week's high. So preferably I would like to see actually the last week's high being broken. I think last week's high is 111.80. So I'd like to see a break of 111.80, and then divergence should appear between the two tops on lower time frames, right? And that's what I'm looking for a turnaround. So if price manages to get in this 112 zone here, 112.60, I think that could be an interesting turning spot for downside. I will be looking for shorts in that zone. Specifically, I would like to see price action, a candlestick pattern, again in that zone as a confirmation that price is struggling in that zone. Otherwise, of course, if it were to happen that this week price breaks below these bottoms like this, if I connect the bottoms like that, that could be a breakout as well. Doesn't seem like that will happen soon, but that could be a breakout and continuation of the bearish momentum. And obviously, if price for whatever reason, doesn't break this level, doesn't break this 111.80, but builds kind of a bear flag like that, and then breaks that bear flag, that could be a reason to short as well, in my opinion, and price could then start to head lower. Of course, that could happen too. Or the opposite, if price shows a big bullish candle like that and punches through my resistance level of 112.60, then I will not be looking anymore for shorts either. And in fact, I would need to see, before I get bullish, I would really need to see price break above 114.50 probably. Then that could be a bullish zone. Otherwise, I'm not myself looking for any long trades. I would only consider this to be in bullish territory, I guess, if price does break above these tops, which is around 114.50 indeed. So ultimately, let me recap that. Until it breaks above 114.50, I'm not a bull, and only then would I think about taking longs. I am bearish though, especially if price makes a push up to 112.60, and or makes a bear flag and breaks that bear flag, or breaks the support trend line. Before I take a look at the other currency pairs, be aware that in April and May, Admiral Markets has 2-month window where you can add capital to your trading account, and you'll get up to a 50% deposit bonus. So take a look at the conditions on admiralmarkets.com. There you can also find a lot of analysis, but webinars too. This week only 2, but in May we continue our full schedule as always, of course, with many more webinars during the week. Make sure to take a look and register. Alright, now we're taking a look at the Euro-Dollar daily chart, and what I see is a break of 2 support trend lines, the green and purple. A lot of bearish candlestick as well, showing downside pressure, and I'm expecting price, because of that, clearly to continue with that flow and reach the targets. Minus 272 target, 111.80 could be the first bouncing spot. Next target, 111, minus 61.8 target. And who knows, if there's a lot of downside pressure, it could go even to the minus 100, minus 161.8 targets. So that kind of depends on how much bearish pressure there is. Difficult to say at this moment. But I think that looking at the price action here on daily and weekly, clearly bearish candles, there's a good chance of continuation. Especially so if price stays below, I would say, on the hourly chart below this bottom. All right. If it breaks that bottom, and let me tell you that level, this bottom is at 112.70. So if it breaks above 112.75, I'm not as bearish anymore. If it goes up like this and starts to make a bull flag, in fact, I might even turn bullish, and I might even look for a break of that bull flag for longs. If price does respect the 112.75 resistance level, then there's a good chance, I think, of a turnaround and a fall to those targets. So it is in a pretty interesting zone, I would say. All in all, of course, when looking at this daily chart, pretty choppy price action under your dollar, very corrective zone. So not very interesting to trade, but I think that could be an interesting division into bull bear zone here. Something that I'll keep an eye on throughout the week. Pound USD, well, that too quite choppy. I mean, if you look at this daily chart here, this recent daily candles just going basically up and down, really in a quite a tight zone from a daily perspective at least. So we are reaching the resistance again, the 38.2 FIB, but also a major resistance trend line, and price is still below that. So I consider this still bearish territory, even though 4-hour chart is showing an uptrend, right? But the hourly is showing divergence between these stops because this stop is higher than that one, but the oscillator is clearly lower. So all in all, it is a bit of a mixed bag here, and I don't think it's a great situation to trade, but I think that the resistance is pretty heavy, and I think if the 4-hour uptrend is broken, and I would consider it broken if it breaks below these two bright green trend lines, then a continuation of that downtrend that we do see, on the weekly chart could be a pretty good opportunity, right? You can see here good momentum. This is kind of a consolidation. So, if it breaks below those support levels like this, I think there's a good chance to retest the solid green level here, and if it breaks that, to retest the bottom. Upside, I would really need to see price break probably even above this 50. I mean, or this trend line at least, and then hook back and maybe then an upside. But to me, that resistance is too strong to be looking for longs. Regarding the odds, but not least, that too is an upside. That has better chances, I would say, for an uptrend continuation than the pound, because the pound just clearly has a lot of resistance, makes it therefore risky, in my opinion. The Aussie doesn't have that as evident as the pound. I mean, I think that you can clearly see pretty good momentum. Obviously, it does have some divergence maybe on the hourly chart, but otherwise, I think that this is looking more like a correction downwards, kind of like an ABC zigzag. So if it reaches the targets here, like the minus 1,000 or 61.8, around 76.70, 76.30, I think those could be bouncing spots for upside, and price could continue that uptrend from those levels, right? And continue what is kind of a shallow channel at this moment, but clearly is an upside. So all in all, to recap, I mean, Aussie, if looking for a dollar weakness, I think Aussie is a pretty good one. I think that the dollar yen downside could be interesting too, because it is at resistance. Your dollar is kind of a question mark. It could go both ways, I think, this week. And pound USD, I think, is too close to strong resistance for me. So I'm looking more for shorts on that. So this is kind of my roadmap for this week. Take a look at how it goes throughout the week. But this is what I consider basically the major levels and the major momentums that are going on at this moment in the Forex market. Next week, as I said, we'll be back with a full schedule regarding webinars and content, of course, daily. Take a look at ivanmarkets.com for all of that info. Wish you good trading. Talk to you soon. Cheers.